And you could argue that I'm still in denial today. I mean, the fact that I have to take my kid out of the room when I'm playing Call of Duty because I don't want him to see, people get blown up.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Why is Daddy blowing up the bus? It's a school bus. No, it's not a school bus.
Today we head out of the lab and onto the street to talk to some real dads. Today we're going to ask them the question, when did it really hit you that you were going to be a dad?
When it really shifted for me was when they brought Riley out, my son, and here comes this purple little ugly thing covered in what looked like cottage cheese, and they put it right on Kim's belly. And I looked at that and I thought, that is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. Everything from here on out, I'm responsible for, And you're seeing your wife and you're seeing your baby, and it's like, man. So the whole world goes, whoop.
It hasn't sunk in yet. I wake up every day thinking this guy's parents are going to come pick him up and I don't have to babysit anymore. I don't know if I'm qualified. So it hasn't sunk in that, yeah, he's really mine.
You didn't get the certification test?
Is there one?
Paperwork, didn't it come through?
No.
To authorize you to be a dad?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No paperwork. Is there a test online? Can I?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I am going to take the baby. I'm sorry.
We were at dinner like 2 nights before the scheduled birth of our child. So my wife has a complete meltdown, completely freaks out, and is doing all this. What happens if this? What happens if I'm a terrible mother? What happens if I don't know what to do? And so I basically had to talk her down off the ledge. And it was during that I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to be responsible now, and I'm gonna have to say things to help people. And that's when I think I first really realized that I was gonna be, a dad, and that, it wasn't just gonna be changing diapers. I was gonna have to be a better man.
It sunk in when not when she was born, but when they handed her to me. And because it wasn't expected. It was all this birth thing was gonna happen, and I was filming it, and then they're gonna weigh the child, and then they're gonna show the child to the mother. And then, what? They didn't tell me they were actually gonna hand the baby to me, and I'm gonna carry her to the nursery? And so it was probably that's when I realized, you're on.
I had a very good budget set aside for games like Xbox and things like that. That got replaced with diapers and formula and little warming contraptions.
So you're saying it sunk in that you were going to be a father when you couldn't get an Xbox and you had to buy diapers?
Well, on my free time, I would be spending all this time blowing up bad guys, and instead I'm washing something in the sink with soap with my hands because it can't go in the dishwasher.
And that's when it hit you?
Yes. That changed rather significantly.
Thanks to all the great dads that shared their thoughts with us today. We'd like to hear from you, so go to DadLabs.com and tell us your story. When did it finally hit you that you're going to be a dad? Thanks also to our sponsors, Baby Bjorn. As always, Ecotech certified, safe for your baby, Baby Bjorn.